What am I going to play with today? Well, you saw the title and the thumbnail. I have no idea how I'm going to do them yet, but you saw what I'm going to work with. I am going to work with this. Well, hello my lovely nestlings and welcome to today's video where I'm going to play with something from Alien Cosmetics. But before we begin, Happy New Year. I know I said it in yesterday's video, but today as I'm filming this, it's the 1st of January. We are officially in 2022. Let us make it an amazing year. And if you are new, welcome. My name is Nikki. I'm 45 from the Netherlands, hence the accent. And if you love makeup just as much as I do, if you want to be inspired by unusual color combinations, and if you want to be entertained, then this is the channel for you. Subscribe now, become part of my nestlings, because we are having a blast here on the internet. The Alien Cosmetics Smells Like Holiday Spirit PR palette. Well, yeah, I already took out the palette, but basically it comes like this. This was PR, and I thought, you know what? Let me use it today. So it is a palette and 3 glosses. I love this color, by the way. If I can find, you know, that brown black shirt that I have, with the squares. I know there's a word for it, but I don't know the word. If I can find something in this, then in the same kind of style, yeah, that would be cool. That would be so cool. But yeah, I have 3 glosses as well. Here they are. They look very fun, and I cannot wait to try her glosses. And then here is the palette, which looks very cool. And this still says Alien Cosmetics, but she has rebranded to Unearthly Cosmetics, but there are still products that have her old name on it because they were already made. So here's the color story. And I know some of you were like, yeah, I got it because I thought it was so cool, but I don't know what to do with it. So I kind of have something in mind. Actually, this orange is a little bit more vibrant in real life than it is on camera. I have a look in mind, but I don't really know if I can execute it today. I have already primed my eyes with the Natasha Denona eyeshadow primer. Basically, and I also have my coffee. Basically, my plan was to do red, orange and yellow on the top lid. And then purple on the bottom lid. Something like that was the plan a little bit. I'm kind of going to stay away from the green because I have done a lot of green looks lately, and there was a video recently on my channel, I think it was Thursday, right? Yeah, Thursday online, which was also green and purple. So I kind of want to stay away from that a little bit. I think I'm going to start with the red. I usually don't start like this, but I'm kind of experimenting a little bit. So let's get a cloth for my brushes, and I'm going to start with the shade called Miss You, which is this one. And this is like her Halloween palette. Very big pens. The pens are magnetic. So the nice thing about that is you can just, you know, if you want to pop them out and create your own color story or whatever. Let me zoom you in. Hello. Let's hope that the camera will keep on focusing on me and not something behind me. Let's start with this. I have tapped off my brush. I'm just going to tap this on my outer eye part area. And I'm basically using my bottom lid as a guide. So bottom lid up and then in. I don't want to go too high with this shade just yet. So then I'm looking down and I'm kind of stamping it a little bit in the lower crease. I am lifting up my eye or my eyebrow to make sure that the shadow stays as low as I want it. I always have one eye where it's nice and pointy, and the other eye is like, let me be the round eye. So what did you guys do? How did you celebrate your New Year's Eve? Let me know down below. We had snacks, and we usually watch stand-up comedians for the New Year special, or the Old Year's special actually, but we had And if you are Dutch, we had the Q Music Foute 1500 on. So basically, it's raw music, old school. It's more old school music, I think at least, and I loved it. So that's what we watched. I'm going to go to the orange shade next. Let me get a brush. And the orange shade is called Fireplace. That one. And I'm going to blend out the red with this. That's the plan. Again, a little bit of a powdery, or not powdery, but a little bit of kick up, but I don't mind that. A very, very small brush, and I'm just going to concentrate this on the border. Doing circles to make sure that the blend is nice. And then I'm going to build up the orange a little. I'm also going to bring it in a little bit more. Brush I'm using is pretty flimsy. It's a pretty small flimsy brush, but it does pick up the shade very, very well. Okay, now I'm going to go to the yellow. I have another one of those flimsy brushes, so let's go to that one. And let's see what the yellow will do. The yellow is called Smile. I do think this is a very fun alternative Christmas color story. Okay, so that shows up very nicely even with a flimsy brush. So let's kind of pack it on a little bit more then. If you really want a shade like this to pop, make sure that you have a light base. But I usually just have the Natasha Denona base, which is almost my skin tone. Yeah, and if you really wanted a yellow to pop, use a yellow base underneath. I think this is fun. I'm going to blend a little bit here. Okay, I'm going to go back to the orange and blend it in a little bit more to make sure that the transition is nice. I am going to go to the purple called Comfort, which is this one. I'm going to spray it and I'm going to put it on my lower lash line. And yes, you can spray a matte shade. Just go into the shadow and then so pick it up with your brush and then spray your brush like you do with shimmers. It creates less fallout, it makes it stick better, and it makes it a little bit more intense. So now I'm drying my brush and I'm going to do my other eye. Don't make the shadow too wet though, because sometimes if you overspray a matte, it kind of disappears a bit. Okay, and then with the same brush, I'm just, as I did, going to follow my bottom lid up and in a tad. Probably grab, yeah, I'm going to grab a different brush for that. Let's get you. So now I'm just using it dry again, but I'm following the line that I made. And I'm just following it in a bit. Okay, so let's use a different brush then. Okay, so layering this one on top of the shadows I already have, I kind of need to use a dense brush. I feel like it doesn't want to stick. Okay, let's go back to the red. It could be my eye, because I have a spot there that sometimes shadows don't want to stick to. Oh no, now I'm blending it away almost, which is kind of weird. So this purple, I have to try it on its own, but it's not a purple that I am very much in love with. Let's just say that. Let's see if I can maybe pack it on a little bit more when I use a small brush. Let's see. I'm going to finesse the look a little bit. I'm going to go back to the red and just make sure that in the outer corner it's up high enough. Then I'm going to go back to the orange. It intensified a little bit in the outer corner. Going to try to get the purple a little bit more prominent with kind of a denser blending brush. No, I think I should have started with the purple. I am going to go to the purple shade first, which is called Wishes, this one. I kind of want to use all the shimmer, so I'm going to go next to a brush and to the shade, let's go to Jolly. It's pretty hard pressed, so I kind of have to dig my brush in. I am also tapping it off. I kind of want to use it dry, or as a topper. Okay, going to spray it on the other side to see what it does. That's better. Let's go to the next shade, which is going to be the shade Rebel. It's dry, let's see what it does. It's a very cute shade. I'm going to pull it a little bit on top of the pink. So I'm using it dry first to pull it on top of that pink a bit more. If you want a very intense, you can also use a glitter primer if you want. I just have found that if I use one, my shadows tend to crease, so that's why I don't have a glitter primer anymore. Now though, I am going to intensify the shade. So I'm going to pick it up with a brush, I'm going to spray it, and I'm going to intensify the green. It could be that that these shades are better used with your fingers. I don't like that though. But I will see, because I will, this is kind of what I wanted. That's good. Yes, okay, let's get a sponge tip, because sponge tip behaves kind of the same way as your finger would. So let's see. Yeah, okay. Spraying is better. Okay, I am going to go back to the smaller brush. I think it has the red on it, because I just put the red on it. I have one shimmer left. Let's see if I can plop that in the inner corner, which is the shade Gingerbread. It's a little bit too dark actually for in the inner corner, but I think it looks cute. So this is it so far. I'm going to clean everything up and finish everything off, and then I will be back to show you the final look. I will also choose one of the lippies, and I will also give you my opinion on this palette, because I have thoughts. Hold on. Okay, I have finished off the eye makeup with pencil from Glam Shop, which is kind of the same green that I have up top, and Falsies from Baby Doll, but I still need to choose a lippy. So let's kind of swatch the lippies. Let's see. Oh yes, and I put on my favorite sweater from the brand Only. It's a very old one, so I don't know where you can get it. So I'm swatching all the shades. They feel sticky, which I don't mind in a gloss at all. Oh, that's a cute one. That's a nice topper. Oh, that's very cute. I think actually it's going to be this one, the orangey one, because I feel that this will be fun for summer, I think. Yeah, I'm going to do this one because it just goes best with what I have on. I think I will use this one a lot as well, which is the shade Ornament, which is the sparkly one, and I really do like it, and I think it will be very, very fun as a topper. I'm going to wear the shade Spice though, and the other shade is called Candy Cane. I know that you can get everything in a set and in the bundle. I don't know if you can buy it individually actually. I have no idea. Let me think of a lip pencil. Lip pencils from Catrice. Okay, let's put the gloss on top. I like this. I like this color a lot. So here is the finished look. I really do like it. I really do like it. Now let me give you my thoughts. Let me start with the glosses because I have one on right now. I like different types of gloss formulas for different types of reasons. So I like a gloss that's, if I just want a gloss, I like a gloss that has a little bit of substance, that has a hint of stickiness, but I'm fine if it's a gloss that sinks in a little bit quicker. When a gloss has more substance, especially if it's a stickier gloss, like for instance the butter glosses from NYX are very, very sticky. I like that for when I am outside and it's a little bit colder, or I'm going to go running outside. I have a gloss like that on to keep my lips nice and hydrated. This is a little bit in between, so it's still sticky and it has substance, which I like. It's not gloopy. It's not as sticky as the butter gloss is. Yeah, I like it. I think it's a very, very nice formula that, because it has a certain stickiness, I feel like it won't bleed as much. I still want to use a lip liner though. And yeah, I think that the colors are very, very pretty. This is a color that I will probably use the least, or at least now, this time of year. Maybe more in summer, because it's just not a color that I gravitate towards right now, at least. But these two, yeah, I can see myself wearing, especially this one often, but also this one as kind of an extra sparkly bit. So I really like the glosses. Let's go to the palette. I really like the color story. I think that the color story is fun and fresh and something different for the holidays. The mattes that I used, and I basically used all these mattes here. The red was good. The orange, it blended it out beautifully. The yellow showed up very, very nicely, and it is still yellow, which I am very, very impressed by, because yellows on me, like chartreuse is, my face can eat them up. So for it to stay the bright yellow that it has right now, even on top of the base that is not really popping, it says a lot about the yellow. The purple, I have thoughts on. Now it is pigmented, as you can see on my lower lash line, it's pigmented. However, this is a purple that it doesn't want to layer. And it happens sometimes. Purples and yellows are hard shades to make. And this is a purple that, yes, it's pigmented, but use it first. So if you know that you want to deepen it up with the purple, or if you want to use the purple in your outer corner, start with it. Pack it on a sticky base and blend it out, because layering it, that's bad grammar. It doesn't want to stick. Because it just doesn't. That's it. So if you want to use the purple, use it as a first layer. The other shade, so the dark green, I don't know yet because I haven't tried it, but I'm going to use it the same way. So what I'm going to do is, if I'm going to use the green, I'm going to start with the dark green and basically work as I have now, and that works perfectly. So this is a palette that works perfectly for packing on and blending out. And I'm not proficient with that, because it's usually not how I work. So I really appreciate the fact that I have a palette that is very, very suited for that. I could layer these two on top of each other without issues. It's just that, yeah, the purple, use it as a first shade and pack it on and then blend it out. But it blended when it wanted to blend into the red, it blended very, very well. Let's go to the shimmers. I have used all the shimmers, and the shimmers are not the shimmer formula that I'm used to from her. They are pretty hard pressed. When you swatch them, you can swatch them. There's no problem. You can swatch them and they are very, very pretty. But if you want to pick them up with a brush, you have to kind of work your brush in a little bit. This one picked up on my brush very well. This one I had to kind of dig into a little bit. This one picked up pretty well. I do feel that because they are pretty hard pressed, and there's just the formula of the shimmers is a little bit drier than her usual formula. That means that the payoff for me on my eyelids is a little bit less than her usual formula right off the bat. What do I mean by that? It's not a dip your brush in and one swipe and you have instant goodness. You have to build this one up a tad if you want to, but if you use a glitter primer, it will be perfect. And you need, if you don't, spray the shimmer. So pick it up with a brush, spray your brush, then put it on. Then you get it nice and intense. That worked perfectly. These shimmers are a little bit drier, and I don't mind that. Why do I say that? Because sometimes her regular shimmer formula can crease on me. If a shimmer is too creamy, It just creases here in the folds of my eye. It just does that. It doesn't matter if I use a glitter primer or if I don't use a glitter primer. Usually when I use a glitter primer, it's even worse. So I really pack them on, and I found that if I pack them on top of a matte shade, it's usually the best for me, because then kind of the matte can, I don't know, soak up a little bit of excess moisture that's in the shade or something like that. But because these shimmers are drier, I think that these will stay on my eyes longer. So that's the plus side. So the downside is you have to work a little bit for it. So spray your brush to get them nice and intense if you want to. If you just want to use them as a topper, you can use them as a topper as well. But yeah, I do think that they will stay on my eyes longer, which is a good test for me because I'm going to go outside later. But just looking at how they are on my eyes, yeah, it is stunning. The look turned out stunning. The palette was easy to work with. Just remember the tip that I gave you about at least the purple. Start with the purple if you want to use it. Purple, and I actually think it's the same with the green, but I'm not sure. I need to try that one out more, and I do want to use the green. I also want to try the black, but I will try it off camera because I just don't have the time to film it. Well, I do have the time to film it, but it will be in 2 or 3 weeks. So because next week is booked full, and the week after that is also booked full. So yeah, I think that's my thought. So overall, I think that the matte shadows perform beautifully. They blend very, very well. For the darkest shades, start with the darkest shades, pack them on your eye, and then blend them out, because this palette lends itself very, very well for that. The shimmers are a little bit of a drier formula, and with drier I mean less creamy. That's it, because they're not dry, they are less creamy. Yeah, they are also a little bit harder pressed in the pan, so just take that into consideration. Spray your brush before you put it on your eye, or use a glitter primer, and then they will be very, very nice and shiny as they are on me right now. And I really do like the lip gloss formula, and I like the colors as well. So I'm really happy with the set that I have here. That was it, guys. I think I forgot to mention in the beginning, I have an affiliate code with Alien Cosmetics. It will be listed down below in the description box. It's Nikki Raven, if I'm not mistaken. This complete collection was sent to me in PR. But yeah, I do want to let you guys know how I feel about it. So that was it. Let me know if you got this one. I know some of you did. If you're kind of stuck on what colors to use, I hope that I gave you some inspiration. And otherwise, you can always do palette bingo or go row by row, because that's kind of a tip for me. Secret tip. You can very nicely go row by row here. You can create stunning looks that way. Just saying. Next week is going to be Declutter week, because we're going to start January fresh. It's going to be a complete week of declutter. My whole makeup collection I'm going to go through. So if you want to see that, you know what you have to do. If you've made it this far, leave me the yellow heart. Shall we do the yellow heart? Yeah, let's do the yellow heart, because it's kind of yellow. Let's do the yellow heart. Yes, thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down in the comment section below. I'm going to wish you a fantastic day, a fabulous evening. May your foundation always match your neck, and I will see you tomorrow for decluttering video number 1, which is going to be foundations and color correctors and concealers and all that. See you tomorrow. Bye, guys.